The story is about the problems in our life. Like once upon a time, in a bustling city, there lived a merchant. The merchant was so upset and was struggling to overcome from these business issues. Mostly, the business was running losses, and he was so tense and so upset, and so he got frustrated because of that reason. And despite of putting his, like you can say, relentless efforts and hard work, uh, he was not able to make the business profitable. To get rid of that kind of frustration, one day he thought of to leave this place, and he was looking for a peaceful place where he can get some kind of peace and calm, and can forget everything related to business and personal life. Thought of this, one day evening, uh, he was try to leave the place, and thought of that, like he was trying to visit some other place in the sense, maybe somewhere he can get peace and calm. So wandering to that, he started his journey, and like started walking towards the forest. So like it was a dense forest. The day turned into a week, and he spent around 6 to 7 days, around 6 to 7 days. So after 7 days, like the still in his mind there are a lot of frustrations and business matter and issues were going on. He was trying to avoid that, but still it was there, and he was not tried. He was not able to figure out how to get rid of all this. Okay. Then on the seventh day, uh, after couple of minutes of his journey, he found a hut. In that hut, there was a beautiful garden beside that hut, and he came to that place, and so the monk was meditating inside the hut, and without disturbing him, he also sat in front of him, and he waited. He waited until the monk finished his um, meditation. So after a couple of minutes, the monk opened his eyes, and look with his smiley eyes, and asked, "What happened to my dear child?" Then the merchant started explaining entire his issue, business matter, personal issue, whatever the concerns he has. He explained everything to the monk. And then monk smiled again, and told him, "You will get the answer of these your questions, all these your questions, in my garden itself. So let's go to the garden." So then after this conversation, the monk started entering into the garden, and the merchant also followed to the monk. And the garden was full of flowers, and it was flourished with the nature and all. So the monk was pointed out to the patch of grass, and was explaining to the merchant that you can see the patch of grass that I planted many years ago, and on the alongside I also planted the bamboo seeds as well. All of a sudden, the grass grew so quickly, and it is filled with the garden, and now it is vibrant, its greenery. Okay, but on the other hand, uh, like there was no sign of growing bamboo trees or bamboo seeds, and for past 3 years it was not sprouting, and by fifth year the bamboo started sprouting, and by sixth year the small bamboo became a it had grown a lot, and it became a 100 feet tall tree. So the grass grew so quickly, and because of that reason, my cows they would have enough food for them, and no problem for me. And on the other side, I had to wait 6 years for growing the bamboo tree. Okay, so the thing is, I put my same level of efforts. I watered both the seeds and same level of effort, but I got the result. One is for quickly and another for 6 years. The thing is, that when for past 3 years, I was wondering why the bamboo tree was not growing, but it was really growing. It was really growing inside towards the earth, and it took the deeper, and it was actually preparing to a support to the towering height for the future. Okay, but he was not aware about that after putting a lot of efforts, the grass grew so quickly. Why bamboo tree didn't happen? Didn't grew or it never sprout as well for past 3 years. So after this conversation, the monk put his hand on his shoulder, and told, "My dear friends, so don't look for any temporary results, or like if you are not looking or you are not seeing any outcomes from your efforts today, definitely don't get disheartened or don't get disappointed today, but it is